Hey, what's up, you guys? So I wanted to make this video and I wanted to talk about just when you wake up and you see what's going on in the world, okay? And you start to realize certain things, okay? About how evil the world is, all the corrupt things going on, all of the so-called nonsense going on in the world. So with this being said, you have to realize something, okay? You're going to be alone, okay? And with this being said, with being alone in this world, your friends, your family, pretty much anybody and everybody, they're not going to understand you, okay? And there's no reason to really try to, let's just say, explain a lot of this stuff to them, because the only thing that happens is, okay, let's say you bring up some of the issues to be, okay, would be, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, you talk about this 24 hours a day. Is this all you think about? You're too negative. You're this, you're that. And nobody wants to hear this stuff, okay? And I struggle with this mightily because I know that my friends, my family, they don't want anything to do with this, okay? They tell you, just think positive thoughts. Oh, okay. And so with this being said, okay, it's a hard pill to swallow because when you try to sit there and you care about people, you really genuinely care about people, they don't want to hear this stuff. They think you're absolutely a wacko in the head. They think you're nuts. They think you're crazy. And so they just, I don't have time for this. You're like this. You, nobody else thinks like this, is what they tell you, okay? And the list just goes on and on and on and on of all of the stuff that they tell you that is wrong with you, okay? So with this being said, it even goes a step further. In this society, okay, and I think I mentioned this in another video, if I was to go to a therapist, okay, and talk about some of the stuff that I would talk about, okay, they would think you're a wacko, and all they would try to do is, hey, did you ever think about taking antidepressants? Oh man, like, that might help you. And that's not really the case, okay? And I realized the more and more this goes on with all of the stuff, okay, that I'm becoming more and more of an outcast in this world because I don't want to participate in this world. And I'm just curious, does anybody else feel like they don't want to participate in this world? Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure some of this stuff out. These people have openly admitted to all of the stuff they wanted to do to humanity. And yet, most people around me, they just choose to turn a blind eye to all this stuff. And this is why I say, I don't think I have much time left to sit there and to be able to travel, to do all the stuff that I want to do. Because with most people, I think they know some of the stuff, but they choose, they specifically choose, I don't have time for that. I'm going to think positive thoughts, okay? And that can only get you so far, okay? Because there's going to be no way to escape this stuff to come. And yet these people, I don't have time to think about it. And they just push it aside. And one of these days, these people are going to wake up and it's going to be, I don't know what to say to them. And the reason I do try to talk to people is because I care about them. I love them. And yet at the same time, I just don't know what to say because it doesn't turn out good. And so I would encourage you guys to really sit down and evaluate things, to really sit there and know that if you're like myself and you think outside of the box, or you are awake and you see some of this stuff, it's okay, okay? There's people like us, okay? And we're not crazy. We're not wackos, okay? And I would encourage you guys to know that it is a difficult journey once you're awake, okay? And you have to realize that, yes, there may be people online that you can talk to or whatever, but it's not the same as having people in your life, one-on-one interactions. And this is something that we need. But everybody I know in person, pretty much, they they all sit there and think they don't want to ever dare think about any of this stuff. And I'm trying to, the problem that I have is I don't want to see my family, my friends, everybody I know fall into the trap of, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And then they just accept certain things. If you catch my drift, they accept taking, certain things, and they sit there and they fall in the trap of, oh, it's not like that. Oh, come on, man. And I try to tell people beforehand with myself, okay, when these conversations arise, that when the time comes, I'm not going to participate in this stuff. But with this being said, I know at the same time, my friends, no matter how many times I tell them, they're going to say, come on, just do it, man. Oh, you don't think about anybody else but yourself. You're selfish. Don't you want to be a part of this world? And the amount of peer pressure, the amount of people sitting there trying to pressure me into going along with this because they want me to participate in this world, okay? And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be sitting there giving up all my freedoms, all my rights, and everything else. And I know that my time's coming, and if you do not participate in what they want, you will be kicked out of the world, pretty much. You will be excluded. You will be, probably arrested, thrown into a prison. Who knows what they're going to do with you? And I realize this is me, pretty much. So I would encourage you guys to get right with God, trust in God with all your heart, and know that He's our only hope in this world. Humans will always fail us. Humans, they're going to fail us. Even myself, I'm a failure. I'm a sinner. I'm flawed in so many ways, okay? And I understand a lot of this stuff. But with this being said, you have to ask God to help you to be alone. Ask God to help you to meet other people in real life to be able to connect to. And if that doesn't happen, you have to have the ability to navigate all of this stuff on your own, because humans, they're not going to help you, okay? So I would encourage you guys, embrace the alone time, embrace the time that you have here on this earth, because the time's running out. The clock is ticking. It's obvious to see. And try to love your friends and families, even though it may be difficult if things get brought up and they think you're a nut job or crazy. Forgive them at that moment and embrace them, love them, all that good stuff. So I would encourage you guys to stay strong, and God bless.